Hey guys, as always, Fran from the Kilobits here with this Tuesday's vlog, and there's only really one thing that I can talk about this week, and that is the next generation of consoles. So with the PlayStation 4 already released in America and the Xbox One coming out in 3 days time, I wanted to discuss, I guess, my relationship with next generation consoles, and I guess maybe with consoles in general. So I have, console wise currently, an Xbox 360, a Wii, a Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, depending on where you were at the time, an N64, a PlayStation 2, a 3DS, a DS, a Game Boy Advance, you know, like all the handhelds basically, except none of the PlayStation ones. So I very much am immersed, I guess, in the console culture, I guess. I mean, I've got a kick-ass gaming computer as well. I'm very much, I think I have like my fingers in many pies. I'm not kind of subscribing to one camp or the other. So I have a lot of experience, I guess, from consoles. And for me, I don't know what you guys think, but for me it was Xbox One. And I know everyone's like, oh, the PlayStation 4 is so much better, what the fuck is wrong with you? But at least I find that the exclusives that Xbox are offering are more up my street than the exclusives that PlayStation 4 are offering. At the end of the day, if it's got the games I want to play, then that's a console for me, regardless of any of the other factors. But what I think is going to be maybe something that some of you will think is quite controversial is that I was a fan of the Xbox One prior to the Xbox 180. So I liked the rules surrounding pre-ordering and DRM and the whole digital shift. So I guess I'll kind of fight my corner. Physical media discs are dated. That is a dated technology. And digital media really is kind of the future. If you look at things like Netflix and Love Film, look how kind of just movie rental has gone. Movie rental, most people just watch stuff online nowadays. No, like, people don't really buy DVDs anymore. I mean, I do have a huge DVD collection from the last God knows how long, but I don't remember the last DVD I bought. A DVD collection is almost like a showpiece now than it is anything else. If you look at books, the whole Kindle generation, books have basically taken this huge shift into a digital market rather than physical books. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love physical books, but a Kindle is incredibly useful, especially when traveling and what have you. When I spent a month in Mexico doing field work, I read about 12 books on my Kindle. Like, if I had a scrap of internet, I could get more books. It was really, really, really useful for me. And I think that the video games industry needs to move in that direction. If you look at Steam, and I know everyone will say, oh, well, Microsoft wasn't going to do what Steam did. Steam basically cuts the price of games but releases them all digitally, so they have no physical media costs, so they don't have to factor that into the cost of the product. And I do believe that if you go for a digital market, the prices would have been less than for physical media. And to me it just seems convenient. Like, you can flick through your games without having to change discs. They had this whole cool family sharing thing where you could like lend your games digitally to friends, which may or may not come back, and I really hope so. But I was very much a kind of a fan, and I know people are like, oh, well, what if you don't have internet? But I think, like, if you consider the lifespan of the console, internet is like getting more and more widespread everywhere. So maybe even if you didn't have internet, or good internet at launch, give it a year or two, and most places should, fingers crossed, have at least decent internet. And I've never personally had problems, so it wasn't an issue for me. And people kind of complain about you getting spied on. Now you have to realize I spend God knows how many hours a day sitting in front of a computer with a webcam attached to it that I guess people could use to spy on me. It points at my bloody bed, for God's sake. I mean, you could watch me while I sleep. People have smartphones with like cameras on them. You need to realize that you've already got a lot of ways for people to spy on you in your house without worrying about the Kinect. And on the topic of Kinect, I understand people's dislike of it and them saying, oh well, let's cut the price and have a Kinect-less console. But if you think about it, if every single person who buys an Xbox One has a Kinect, then there is no risk to the developers to include Kinect features. So basically, I think it was some small percentage of actual Xbox 360 owners had a Kinect. I actually have one. I don't use it very much, but I have one. So the developers weren't guaranteed that people were going to have it, so it kind of narrowed their potential market if they included Kinect features, or if they made it that Kinect features were mandatory. So this at least lets the new Kinect become a feature if developers want it to be, and if gamers want it to be. It's like, it's an option, and I don't think that it's a poor move by Microsoft at all. I think it's a good move, and it could lead to some very interesting things. And maybe a few years down the line, people will be like, oh man, this Mass Effect game has really cool, well, it probably won't be a Mass Effect game, but this game has really cool Kinect features, blah 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 blah. So I don't think it's super terrible either. And I don't want this vlog to go on too long, but I've got so much else to say about consoles, shit. So yeah, I was kind of a fan, and I'm still a fan of it now, because they're trying to do a bit of a compromise, and I actually do not intend to buy any of my games as physical media, as disc. I'm going to download them all, and I know people will say, oh, but on launch you're not going to be able to actually play your games for God knows how many hours because they're big downloads, but I will willingly sacrifice that for a fully digital market. I mean, I don't trade in games anyway. My gaming collection is like my pride and joy. I would never like get rid of anything, even if it's like a terrible game. It just, oh my god, Sonic 2006, I own that. But yeah, even if it's a terrible game, like, at least it's something that you bought and you thought was good, and you can have it to appreciate its terribleness in days to come. So yeah, what else was I wanting to say about Xbox? So yeah, I'm going to go digital. But the one thing, yeah, this is it. The one thing that really annoys me about the current information is that they haven't actually announced prices for the digital store, which means I don't know how much more it's going to cost me to buy these games, which is kind of annoying. Like, I can get a rough estimate of what I'm going to be spending, but it's not too clear at the moment. But we'll see, we'll see. I think I would still go digital even if it was like a few pounds more, but if it's like £10 in, maybe I won't be able to buy so many launch games. Sad Franda. But yeah, I am genuinely excited for launch. I think me and my TV are going to develop some blossoming like relationship, and it's going to be a bit weird. But what are your opinions on next gen, guys? Like, do you think that digital media is a stupid decision? Do you think it's a clever decision? Like I say, I think digital media is a great thing, and it's the way forward in gaming. There you go. That's like a big, bold statement. Digital media is best, and physical media is dated, and people need to stop trying to stop the advance of technology because they're unhappy with it. Everything else is moving into a digital realm. So why are you scared for that to happen to video games? I guess I want to touch on PlayStation 4, so congratulations to PlayStation 4 on their launch. I've been reading some articles about something called the blue line or blue light of death, which some people have had. I'm really worried that I'm going to get an Xbox and it's not going to work, and then I'm going to be really sad, because I'm quite excited for this, but kind of sounds a bit of a shame for the people who have it. Some people say it's not actually very widespread, it's just that people who don't have that problem aren't saying, oh yeah, my PlayStation works fine. So we'll see. I'm also worried, like, I've read a lot of stuff about buying consoles at launch, and the fact that they're going to drop in price, and the fact that they haven't ironed out the kinks, and the fact that the launch lineup isn't any good. And I can understand these, but at the same time, this is the first time I've ever been able to buy a console at launch, so, and I can afford to do it, so I'm really excited for it. I mean, fuck it, if it turns out to turn around and bite me in the arse, then oh well, at least we had fun. And speaking of launch games, I still haven't decided what I want to get. I'm getting Forza for free with my Xbox, and I'm tempted by Rise and Crimson Dragon. I'm going to check that one out. I'm intrigued by Zoo Tycoon. It has like 9 different species, quote unquote, of giraffe, which means it's got 9 different giraffe skins, because they wanted to say like that it had a lot of animals in it. It's got like 101 animals, but like 9 of them are giraffes and 13 of them are kinds of bear. So it's a bit dodgy. But yeah, I haven't decided what I should get. I'm not getting Assassin's Creed 4 because I've currently got it on 360. I don't know about. I've always kind of stayed clear of Battlefield and Call of Duty, so I'm not really sure about them. But I do like first-person shooters. Dead Rising. Again, like I've never played Dead Rising games, so I'm not sure about that one. Rise, I think, looks interesting, and I'd quite like to check it out, assuming all this stuff about QTEs is correct and it's not just a QTE fest. What else? Crimson Dragon's like an on-rails shooter. I'm quite interested to see. Super Tycoon, I'm curious about, but they have released like 0 gameplay, so we'll see. Like, this is the kind of bonus of going digital, is that I can kind of decide on the day. I don't have to put all my eggs in one basket. But yeah, I guess that's everything pretty much that I want to say about next gen. Oh, I was going to say one other thing is that I'm really sad about is that there's no midnight launch near where I am that I can easily get to, so I have to wait until the postman decides to show up with my new fabulous gaming console. But I do have the day off on Friday 22nd, so that's awesome. I'm going to wrap this up because I've kind of been going on about next gen for far too long. But I want to know your opinions on next gen. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? Do you think the PlayStation is the best? Do you think the 360 should go suck a dick? Like, tell me. I want to know. I will disagree with you. We can argue till the cows come home and develop a beautiful friendship. As per always, I have been Fran. If you like the video, you can subscribe to the channel. What else? Facebook.com/kilobits. We have a Facebook. Twitter is @thekilobits. As for my own personal endeavors on the internet, I have a Twitter is @Jaggerus, and I have a Twitch live stream that you should totally check out because it's tons of fun and people say weird things to me, which is twitch.tv/Jaggerus. I tend to stream League of Legends and Hearthstone, but I'm also open to streaming other things if people are interested. And I will see you guys next week. I will probably open with a shot of me just hugging my Xbox in like this like beautiful friendship of love and passion. And yeah, I will see you guys later.